threatened my life, you
Regrettably, there have been several times when criminals have shown disgusting behavior in court. It's not uncommn for court sessions to encounter disruptions. Sometimes, the accused create chaos, risking being charged with contempt of court. They may spit, throw bodily fluids, or make inappropriate gestures and comments. These moments leave us feeling disgusted and disturbed. Let's break down Alan Miller McCarty's trial in a Daytona Beach, Florida court. McCarty got into trouble when he made a rude and anonymous call to the county sheriff's office, claiming he had a gun and intended to shoot Circuit Judge Stacia Warren.
What a bunch of you stupid piece of You threatened my life, you you
Back room.
Suck my No, I'm not standing.
Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting, I'm just not
Stand up.
I'm not standing. I don't have to stand.
In the call, McCarty falsely reported a crime and asked about the judge's whereabouts, claiming to be waiting outside with a gun. He made 4 threatening and abusive calls. The police quickly identified and arrested McCarty for making death threats against a public servant. McCarty had a criminal history in Florida, involving 3 felonies and a misdemeanor. He made the threatening call because a previous ruling by Judge Warren didn't go his way, resulting in custody of his children being granted to his ex-wife and a no-contact order against him due to his past abusive behavior. During the trial, McCarty behaved aggressively, shouting and cursing at the judge, jury, and the judicial system.
This is being done unconstitutionally. Y'all took my kids unrightfully. You won't allow my witnesses here. You won't allow my paperwork. Y'all took all my court paperwork. And when they all come in here, I'm going to say the same thing. So let's bring them in. Quit wasting my time and bring them in so I can tell them the same thing.
He complained about not being allowed to present evidence, criticized his attorney, and claimed his children were unfairly taken away. At one point, he made inappropriate remarks to Circuit Judge Matt Foxman. Despite the chaos, the judge didn't follow through on threats to silence McCarty, but instead ordered him removed from the courtroom. McCarty continued his outbursts, even from a room with one-way glass, accusing the judge of violating his rights and threatening to sue. In the end, McCarty received a 20-year sentence in Florida State Prison, with an additional 10 days for contempt of court due to his profanity-laced tirades. The judge and jury were commended for maintaining professionalism despite McCarty's abusive behavior. Adam Satterley made headlines in 2016 for using a racial slur against a black judge overseeing his case. At 36 years old, Adam was in Jefferson Circuit Court in Louisville for a bond hearing related to drug charges. Judge Olu Stevens revoked Adam's bond due to several methamphetamine charges, meaning Adam would go back to jail. As Adam left the courtroom, he yelled a racial slur at the judge.
Okay. Thanks.
Judge Olu wasn't happy about it and called Adam back into the courtroom to address the issue.
Sally, before you go, I'm in the sheriff, right? Can you indulge me 1 second?
Yes, sir, of course.
Can you knock on the door and tell the sheriff to bring Mr. Is that guy? Satterley? Bring it back. You just tell the sheriff to bring it back. Oh, Brad. You still have Satterley?
I do.
You bring it back.
Bring it back out?
I apologize. Just give me 1 minute. It won't even take that. Is there something that you wish to say to me?
No, it was my brother.
Oh, was that to your brother?
Yes,
Because I
sir.
heard you say a racial epithet.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, you didn't mean it like
No.
that? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to hold you in contempt of court for having said that.
He asked Adam if he had something to say. Adam tried to explain that he was addressing his brother, not the judge, but Judge Olu didn't buy it. He held Adam in contempt of court for using the racial slur and sentenced him to 60 days in jail. However, the next day, the judge offered Adam a chance to reduce his sentence to just 1 day if he apologized. Adam accepted the opportunity and apologized, claiming the slur was meant for his brother. While the judge found it disrespectful to use such language in court, he accepted the apology and reduced the sentence from 60 days to just 1 day. Let's discuss Melissa Hardwick's case. She was in the Russell and Wayne Counties Family Court in Kentucky for a hearing about a domestic violence order filed by her ex-husband. He asked the court to keep her away from him due to her behavior. During the husband's testimony, he mentioned Melissa's past troubles with the law and mental health issues. When asked to explain why he sought the order, he said things had been getting worse since the beginning of the year, mentioning Melissa's arrests and mental health concerns.
On it from any contact with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
I've taken your statements in your petition as part of your testimony, but I need you to tell me briefly, in your own words, what happened to cause you to ask for a domestic violence order.
Yes, Your Honor. Things have been escalating, I guess, since the first of the year. And Melissa's had a couple of MIWs and a couple arrests. And she got out of jail in, I guess, April. And she started, we hadn't really had anything personal up until that point. She got out of jail in April.
While he was still testifying, Melissa interrupted, saying her personal life wasn't relevant.
Until that point, she got out of jail in April. And she
My
started.
personal life is
No.
your business, John. It has nothing to do with
Miss
you
Hardwick?
boys. No.
You will be held in contempt of this court if you become
I don't
disruptive.
care. I haven't done anything to this court.
The judge warned her about being disruptive and threatened contempt of court. Melissa didn't back down, continuing to argue.
I haven't done anything to
Okay.
him.
She will be
It
arrested
doesn't
for
make
contempt
any-
of
It
court.
doesn't make any difference.
You will serve 10 days for contempt of court.
The judge then ordered her arrest and sentenced her to 10 days for contempt of court. As the sentence was announced, Melissa lunged at the judge but was stopped by court security. This behavior led to her receiving a longer sentence of 120 days for contempt of court, along with charges of terroristic threatening and resisting arrest. Her ex-husband's request for a restraining order was granted as well.
You guys can suck my. You guys can suck my. Okay, I'm being dead ass real. Suck
$125,000.
Let's talk about Christopher Colon's case. He's a man from South Florida who was in jail on charges related to violating a restraining order and aggravated battery against his ex-girlfriend. During a pre-trial release hearing with Judge John J. Hurley, Christopher's behavior took a shocking turn. Speaking via video, Christopher repeatedly cursed and made inappropriate remarks to the judge.
I think I remember you from before coming into this courtroom.
Yes, sir. I'm out on.
I remember.
Despite the judge recognizing him from a previous case where he was granted bond, Christopher's attitude didn't sit well.
Won't be necessary today because you're
Well,
not
I'll
going
see you guys.
anywhere.
Well, I'll see you guys in with a lawyer and a lawsuit too.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Bring him back, please.
And you can go too.
When the judge set his bond at $250,000, Christopher responded disrespectfully, leading the judge to revoke the bond and sentence him to 364 days in jail for contempt of court. A week later, Christopher apologized for his behavior, and the judge accepted it, reducing his jail time to the period he had already served. However, there was no approval for bond regarding the aggravated battery case. Christopher ended up serving 14 months before being released.
Did you just give me 40 years? Sir? Yes. You just gave me 40 years. Well, guess what? Sir, what's this?
Let's talk about Ricky Hand's case. Ricky, born in Springfield, Ohio, is a notorious career criminal with a history of armed robberies. He was in court for attempting to rob a drive-thru store, but the owner saw him on security cameras and shot him 3 times.
Yeah, this is John's drive-thru. It's West Main Street. A guy just tried to rob me and I shot him. He ran out the back door.
After being identified and arrested, investigations linked Ricky to several other robberies. He faced nearly 40 charges, including breaking and entering, aggravated robbery, and abduction. Hoping for a lighter sentence, Ricky pleaded guilty to 7 charges, admitting his drug addiction fueled his crimes. Despite his apology, Ricky was sentenced to 40 years in prison. His attitude changed drastically, and he reacted angrily in court. He threw bottles of feces and urine at his attorney and deputies before aiming at the judge. This behavior earned him additional charges. Already on parole for a previous offense, Ricky's actions worsened his situation. His disruptive behavior resulted in additional charges of harassment and obstructing justice. In the courtroom, where disputes are resolved fairly, Ricky's actions were shocking and disturbing. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to click the like button and subscribe for more content.